What's up, dolls? Hi, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here, and happy Sunday, guys. It is the last Sunday, the last weekend of the year, like 2 days left, guys, of this year. It feels so crazy to say that. Like, this year, I feel like literally flew by. Is it just me, or does it feel like time is just moving way too quickly and it's just getting faster and faster and faster, and it's kind of scary. I just keep thinking back at like how slowly time seemed to move as a kid. Like, summer break was so freaking long, and a whole year, like, it took forever to pass. But now you blink and all of a sudden it's been 5 years. It's crazy. Anyway, this is gonna be my last build of the year too, and I don't think I'll have another one up before New Year's Eve. So this is gonna be my last build of the year, and I'm continuing today with my city block build. A lot of you guys wanted to see part 2, so here is part 2. And in part 1, I built this whole place, the exterior of it. So if you haven't seen part 1, I suggest you watch that part first. I'll link it in the description box. So yeah, finishing this part today, and I'm furnishing all the stores and all the apartments. And there are 3 stores in total. There's 1 laundromat and 6 apartments and 2 townhouses. And for the stores, I decided to do a grocery store in the corner, an Asian food, fast food sort of place, and a music store. So that's all the stores, and then of course the laundromat, as I said. So it kind of has everything your Sims need to live here, I guess. And I did get a whole bunch of suggestions for what to do with this place. Thank you so much, guys. And one of them was to build a liquor store as well, and I seriously love that idea so much. But I decided to save that idea for a freestanding build, because I feel like a lot of people would appreciate a liquor store as its own kind of build, you know? So I'm actually gonna save that idea and do a freestanding liquor store. I think I'm gonna try to do one anyway, because I really love that idea. I thought it was a really cool idea, actually. I haven't done a liquor store or anything like it. It is kind of similar, I guess, to a grocery store, but not really. I don't know. But I am gonna try to do a liquor store as well, but as its own build. It would have been perfect in this too, but I feel like a lot of people would appreciate it on its own. So that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you so much for that idea. Anyway, because this is the last build of the year, I thought I would do what I did last year and list to you guys my top 10 wants for the game, for The Sims, for 2020. The top 10 things I want to see added to the game next year, and obviously, like, there's a whole lot of things I want to see added, but I thought I would go through, like, the things I feel like are the most needed, in my opinion, of course. Feel free to comment your wants, if you agree or disagree with my list. But yeah, these are kind of the things that I really want to see this year. I feel like they're needed. They're things we've been needing for a long time. And these are in no way in order, by the way, so keep that in mind. But I did this last year, and I thought it would be fun to do it this year. And some of the things I wished for last year was added to the game, and a lot of the things that wasn't. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about that too. But let's get into the list. So the first thing that came to my mind when I was making this list, it's the same thing I listed last year too, and it is ceiling paint. I don't know why we don't have this yet, but I guess a lot of people don't care about this one. I'm not sure, but in my opinion, we really need more ceiling paints, because at the moment, like, the default white ceilings, they really ruin the feel in some builds, like, really ruin it. It feels like something is it just looks really off, you know, and I want to be able to change it. I don't need like a million swatches, but a few would be nice, you know. Your white, your black, and some wooden swatches would be really nice, because Like right now, you go to build a timber home and it's all nice until you look at the ceiling and it just doesn't match at all. So it just feels like they forgot to do the ceiling, you know? And like the white, it's fine for modern homes, but not so much for other type of builds. So just like a couple of ceiling swatches would be so nice. It would be a really great addition to the game, and it's something they could even just add in an update and everyone would be happy. So yeah, that is something I really want, because the white ceiling, it kind of ruins a lot of screenshots and it just doesn't look nice. So some ceiling paints, please. Moving on, the next thing I want is more traits. I think everyone wants this. And traits is also another thing I listed last year too, and now it's been a whole year and we still don't have that many more traits than we did last year. Sure, we got a few, but we still really need more of them, you know? I still feel like I'm making the same sim over and over again, and I want more traits so I can make my sims not be the same person, you know? There's not enough traits to make like their personalities stand out, so you have just a whole world of sims that are all the same, and I don't know. We need more traits, and I also feel like the traits don't really do much. Like they don't really affect your sims in any way at all. So that's the thing I really want traits to do. Like you sometimes get a random moodlet related to the trait, and that's like it. So maybe even an overhaul on the whole like trait system, make the traits do something and add more of them. That's what I want. That's what I really want, because it's a life simulation and not all sims should be the same, you know. So more traits that actually matter. And next thing on my list is probably on everyone's list. We are all waiting for that freaking baby update. Baby skies. Why are they not a sim? Why are they an object? Why can I not bathe my freaking baby? I don't know if you guys remember Tamagotchis. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but I feel like the Sims 4 babies are just like the Tamagotchis I had when I was a kid. They scream at you at random times. The only thing you can do with them is feed, clean poop, and wait for them to age up. And for the toy, I mean, that's fine. It was a fun toy, but for a live simulation game, again, not so much. So free the babies, give us some strollers, and add some more realistic cribs, because the cribs we have in the game right now, they look like doll cribs. They are not really realistic at all. I hate the cribs in the game. So some cribs, some more interactions, free the babies, and I'll be really happy. And while we're at it, throw in some baby showers, because that'd be really fun too. Oh, and also make toddlers be able to sleep in the new, more realistic cribs. That'd be nice, because the toddler beds, like, no, they are no for me. Moving on, let's talk counters, guys. I feel like I ran about this in all my videos. But I can't believe I'm still saying this in 2020, guys. Like, the counters we have in the game, they are pretty awful in my opinion, and we still don't really have any like nice realistic looking ones. I like the Island Paradise ones, or the Island Living ones, but the problem with those is that they don't really have a matching cabinet to go with a counter, and I don't know why, but they don't. And I don't know, we just need more counters, and we need them to look like the CC ones, more realistic, okay? I don't know what is up with all the counters that EA makes, but they all look kind of weird and off to me. They don't really look like something you would find in real life, and I also don't get why we don't have a counter with a wooden top on it. Like, we have an industrial looking one, but like, seriously, why are there no wooden tops? Because that's a huge thing. A lot of people have that. Like, that's the thing here. Like, everyone has a wooden top. I don't know. Just add some wooden tops, damn it. So more counters and make them look realistic, damn it. Like, take some inspiration from the CC creators, because they make some fine counters. Anyway, counters. Moving on, next on my list is teen overhaul. Okay, I feel like all the things I'm listing are like overhauls on systems we already have, but we need it. Okay. Okay, so teens. To me, teens don't really feel like teens. They are just skinnier adults that don't really make you any money, and there's just not a whole lot separating teens from young adults. So the two life stages feel pretty much like one very long life stage. And teens just need to do more teen shit. Like have their first crush, have their first kiss, get some acne, get embarrassed by every tiny little thing. There needs to be more after school activities for teens. They should be able to sneak out. There just needs to be a whole lot more activities relating to teens and more moodlets relating to teens. I feel like there's so many small things you could add to teens that would make them feel more like teens. Things that teenagers go through, all those kind of things that would be really nice. Like, please, I don't want 3 life stages of adult. I just want teens to be teens and do teen stuff. And like add cars and make teens be able to learn to drive, make your Sims parents be able to teach the teens to drive, and just all those things teens do. Add them to the game, please. Like more life events, graduation, prom, and I guess this goes for all life stages to be honest, but I just want more life events in general. Like I want to see honeymoons, and as I said before, baby showers, and I want my older Sims to go through a midlife crisis, things like that, events like that. They are such big things that happen in your life and should, in my opinion, be in a life simulation game so you get that realistic gameplay. Like I just need more life events and make these events affect your Sims emotions. Like, that's another thing I want overall on. Again, another overhaul, but emotions, guys. The Sims 4, I feel, was heavily marketed on emotions, like the fact that your Sims had emotions. We haven't seen it in previous games, so they really put that out there, that your Sims have emotions and these emotions affect your Sims, how they behave and stuff, but I don't feel like they do. I feel like emotions are just not realistic and don't really affect your Sim in any major way. Like your Sim gets their mom dies or something and they are sad for 2 days and that's it. But if they do a whole bunch of other shit, they're not sad anymore because they made the dishes and clean their clothes. Now they're happy even though their mom died. Like it's just so weird, and I feel like they need to fix the emotions so that they are a little bit more realistic and just tweak them so like that the happy buff from wearing clean clothes doesn't override the sadness from losing a loved one, you know. And I feel like this could be different depending on the age of the Sim. So like teens could get embarrassed more easily than other Sims or older Sims, and by more things than older Sims and so on. And I don't know, to be honest, guys, like listening to my own list that I made here, I kind of realize I just want more gameplay. Not so much buy and build. Like, of course I want more items, but like as a whole, I just want them to focus more on the life simulation part of the game, make the Sims be different from each other, make the life stages be different from each other, and like I was gonna list my top 10 stuff I want, but I think all in all, I just want the gameplay to be looked over, the basic life simulation stuff. That is what I really want. Like if that is looked over, I don't care so much about the counters and stuff. I just want the life events and the Sims to feel different from each other and all of that, you know. That is all I want. It's gonna be a top 1 thing I want in the game, and that is an overhaul on the gameplay, on how Sims act and how they are different from each other, their personalities, and the life stages need to be more separated. There needs to be stuff for everyone to do that kind of relates to the age and personality to the same. Emotions need to be different because I don't want my sim to be happy from wearing clean clothes when their mom died, you know. It's just weird. And that is kind of all I want, to be honest. And I know we are getting knitting for the elders. Of course, all sims can knit no matter how old you are, and people and humans in general. Like, I know a lot of people knit. It's not just for old people, but I feel like the reason people voted for knitting was because of the elders. The elders really need more hobbies, more things to do. But I don't feel like knitting is enough. Like this pack, the community pack that we're getting, it's not going to be enough. There needs to be more to elders than that. And also bingo, yeah, that would be nice. But like retirement homes, canes, things, more things like that, you know. I just need there to be an overhaul on the whole system. I know that is a whole lot to ask for, but that is what I want. Okay. List closed. Like, there needs to be an overhaul. There needs to be more life simulation. Realistic life simulation. I really love the supernatural and all the supernatural elements they have in the game. But there also needs to be more realistic stuff in the game. And even for the supernaturals, like, most of them are good, but take the mermaids and the aliens for an example. They could also do with an overhaul, to be honest. Like, the aliens don't really feel like aliens. They feel like just like any other sim. There could be traits just for the aliens. I don't know, you guys. I just feel like all my sims are the same, and no matter the age of the sim, you know. So that is what I want for 2020. An overhaul on everything. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. What do you want to see in the game? Do you agree with me on the live events and all of that? Let me know in the comments what you think, what you want to see in the game. Are you more focused on the build and buy, or do you also want to see an overhaul on just about everything that has to do with gameplay? I don't know. Leave a comment. Anyway, that was my list, and didn't quite turn out as I expected it to. Last year, I just listed 10 things I wanted. Some of them were overhauls, but this year, I don't know. I just want this one thing, this one huge thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry I didn't make it top 10, but I feel like it was a good list anyway. Anyway, guys, moving on from the list and back into the build. So I'm working on the apartments right now. I am done with the stores, or I have been done with the stores for quite some time. The first one I did was the grocery store, and then the Asian fast food kind of place, and then the laundromat, and working on the apartments right now. There are 2 stories above the stores that are all apartments, and there are 3 apartments on each floor, so there's 6 apartments in total, and then you have, of course, the 2 townhouses. But there are 6 apartments in total, and on the second floor, the first apartment I did was sort of for a drug dealer. It was a drug dealer kind of apartment. That's what it's supposed to look like anyway. I pulled out a whole bunch of debug items that were supposed to look like drugs, you know. So that was that first apartment. And then the second apartment was for the Asian fast food store owners. So that apartment kind of had the same theme, a little bit of an Asian theme to it. And then the third apartment on the second story was, I kind of imagined that apartment to be for Don Lothario because I don't know. That dude feels kind of sketchy to me, and he feels like he would be living here, to be honest. It feels like he doesn't have quite a lot of money, so he lives in this sketchy part of town, in this cheap apartment, and he's kind of like a party guy in my mind, so yeah, put in a whole bunch of like alcohol and stereo and all that, and he's also a little bit athletic, so put in some athletic stuff, but he just feels like kind of kind of like a party dude to me. So that's what I wanted his apartment to look like. Just your, I don't care at all, bachelor without money kind of apartment. So that's what I made for him. And then on this last floor, we have the first apartment was for a single mom, single struggling mom. She is working a whole lot of jobs, like 2-3 jobs, just to be able to afford that small, cheap apartment. So that was the first apartment. And then the second is for a struggling musicians. A lot of struggling seems here, but it is supposed to be a cheap part of town kind of deal, this block here. So all the apartments are, well, they are overpriced for what they are, but it is in the cheap, sketchy part of town. So yeah, struggling musician is the second apartment. And then the third apartment I leave empty. It's supposed to look like someone is moving in or moving out. And of course you can take out the boxes and move your sim in and just kind of personalize it for your sim maybe if you want to. So yeah, the third apartment on this floor is empty. And then for the townhouses, I also put in, or also for one of the townhouses, I do leave it empty with a whole bunch of boxes. So again, it looks like somebody's moving in or out. And you could take out the boxes if you want to move in your sim there. And then the other townhouse is very generic. I kind of had a story for all the apartments, but for the townhouse, like that one is pretty generic. So any sim could probably live there. Anyway, that is this build done. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please leave this video a big thumbs up if you did. It really helps me out. And if you want to download this, you can find it on the gallery by searching for my username CyberdollYT. And thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have a very happy new year, and I'll see y'all in 2020.
Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long, want you all night, watch 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 all night. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me, baby, now I'm going vroom, vroom. Try to catch me when I pull up in a zoom, zoom. Ooh, boy, driving by the shore, looking for some more. And my Rari going